Hello dear students, I hope you are doing well and keeping safe at home. So this is our first video for the chapter trigonometric functions, and I hope you have studied trigonometry in grade 10 properly. So there you have discussed about trigonometric ratios using a right angle triangle. So here we shall study the extension of that. That is, now we shall represent the trigonometric ratios at trigonometric functions, and we shall see their behavior throughout the chapter regarding their angles and various. We shall take the unit circle case also and then see how the ratios behaves. Okay, and we shall see various other important formulas, and this is one of the very important chapter for your grade 11, 12 and higher mathematics. So if you have nice concept of this chapter, then this will help you a lot. Okay, so before going to this chapter, what we have got earlier is that we have got a triangle. This was known as the hypotenuse, this was the base, and this was the height. Okay, so and if you consider this as theta, so we have defined the sine theta as sine of theta is equal to height by hypotenuse or perpendicular by hypotenuse. Okay, then cos by theta was base by hypotenuse, and so on. And from this too we can find the tan cot sec and cosec. Okay, so now we shall see that earlier we have taken this as a ratio, it was a ratio, but now we shall take it as a function, like f of x is equal to sine of x. Since we have discussed about functions in our previous chapter, so we know what is a function, isn't it? Okay, so before going to the trigonometric functions, we shall discuss about angles first. So what is an angle? To define an angle, we need two things. One is initial side. This is called the initial side, and another is terminal side. Fine? Okay. So these are the two things that we need, and this is known as the vertex, and this we represent as theta. So what is an angle? An angle is the measurement of the rotation done by the terminal side with respect to the initial side. Fine. So you have got this in your grade 6 as well, grade 6, 7. So here in grade 11 we are interested about the positive and negative angles. So what is positive angle? Now if this is the initial side and if the terminal side turns anti-clockwise, then the angle that is formed will always be positive. And if suppose this is my initial side and this is my terminal side, like it is moving and clockwise, okay, then the angle that is formed will be negative angle. Okay, so this is about positive and negative angle. Now one more thing we have is that, see, let me take this case. Now here we have considered that this terminal side is moving anti-clockwise. Okay, now say this is moving here and then it goes, it makes an angle 90 degree, then goes here 180 degree, then goes on and then reaches the same line again. That is, the terminal line and the initial line coincides. Okay, so in that case, what is the angle formed here? It is 360 degree, isn't it? So this is called one complete revolution. Fine. Now we shall use this unit to explain or to define many things. Like this one complete revolution can be used as a unit. For example, say if I want to measure the speed of a fan, we can say that a fan is moving with a speed of like 60 revolutions per minute or 300 revolutions per minute. Or suppose you are running a bike and the wheels of the bike will be moving at like 50 complete revolutions per minute or 100 complete revolutions per minute. So we can define it like that. Now after this, to measure angle, we have two standard units. So what is that? In your earlier classes you have got the concept of degree. isn't it? So let us see what is degree. So actually degree is the 1/360th of a complete revolution. Fine. That means if this is the circle and the total angle is 360 degree, okay, so that means if I take the complete one, if I divide it like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, then 1 degree here will be equal to 1/360th of the complete revolution. Okay, so quite a easy concept. Now for sake, let us say this 1 degree, suppose the circle is huge, okay, then this 1 degree, if it is a great circle, then 1 degree will be at least this much, or it might go to, see here it is 1 degree, but as we move further the thing increases and the distance between the terminal and the initial increases, even though the degrees are same. So in such a case, how to accurately measure it? We further subdivide the degree, that is 1 degree can be written as 60 minute. Okay, so minute is represented by a dash, or we can write 60 minute, and 1 minute can be written as 60 second, that is 60 second. Okay, so these two things, that is minute and second, we shall use to accurately measure the degrees. Fine. Okay, now for example, if I take, you have got examples in earlier classes, if 35 degrees say, then how will it look? This will be the initial side, terminal side, and here we shall have 35 degree. And what about a minus 45 degree? It will be, this will be the initial side, and here will be the terminal side, and this will be minus 45 degree, that is in the clockwise direction. Okay, so now let us see a very important concept that will be completely new for you, that is radian. Actually radian is the most standard unit to measure an angle. So what is a radian? To define a radian, we need a circle first. What kind of circle? A unit circle. So what do you mean by unit circle? Its radius must be 1 unit. Okay, so what is 1 unit? Like 1 centimeter, it may be 1 centimeter, 1 meter, 1 kilometer, or anything. Just we need to consider that as a unit, a single unit. Okay, now if this radius is of 1 unit, now let us draw a line from here of same length, that is 1 unit. Fine. Now if I drop this line on the circumference, like if I drop this line here, then what? This will make an arc, this arc, isn't it? And the length of this arc will be 1 unit. Fine. Okay, now if I join this point with the center again, so this is the radius again, so this is also 1 unit. So now in this case we can say that the angle that is subtended by this arc of 1 unit, the angle that is formed here is known as 1 radian. Okay, so that is the concept of radian. Now one question you can ask, that if this much angle is 1 radian, then how many radians will complete the whole circle? A question arises, so we shall see that. Okay, also 1 radian, if this is a figure of I have drawn for 1 radian, also 1 radian can be written as 1/2, a c in the superscript. Okay, another example, if I take a negative angle, if this is our initial side, then this is called -1 radian. Okay, so 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit. So from there, what conclusion can we give? From here we can write that 1 radian is equal to the arc length divided by the radius of the circle, that is 1. Both are 1, isn't it? And so we have got 1 radian. Similarly, if I change this 1 unit to r unit, then what? Then this, that means then the length of the radius is r here. Here also length of the radius is r, and if the curve is also r, then what? Then the radian, the measurement of the radian will be the arc length divided by the radius, and that will be also equal to 1. So basically, if the radius and the arc length are equal, then the angle subtended by the arc will be equal to 1 radian. Okay. Now what if I change this? We have r unit here, and if it is l unit, that is, we don't know, it may be any length, the arc, if the arc may be of any length, then what? At that time we say radian is equal to L by r, and we cannot solve that. So in general, what we do is that we define the radian by a theta. Okay, so from there we get this formula, that is theta is equal to L by r, and also we can write L is equal to r theta. Fine. So this is an important formula. So here what you can see, arc length is equal to radius of the circle into the radian or into the angle. Okay, so thus we get that means if we know any of the values, any of the two values, we can find the other from this relation. Fine. Okay, so having discussed about this, now let us see one thing. Since we are discussing about unit circles, so what will be the radius of that? It will be 1. Since we are discussing about unit circles, so radius will always be 1. Now what is the total measurement of this circle, of the circumference? The total measurement of a circumference is always 2 pi r, isn't it? That is a perimeter of a circle. Now since r is equal to 1, so we are left with 2 pi, that is the total circumference of unit circle will be 2 pi. Okay, now since this is 2 pi, and we know that a complete revolution made by the terminal side with respect to the initial side is equal to what? Is equal to 360 degree, or you can write circumference equal to 2 pi. Now this is equal to 360 degree. Okay, now since the measurement of the circumference is equal to 2 pi, so what will be the angle subtended by the whole circumference on the center in terms of radian? That will also be equal to 2 pi radian. Since we have got that if the arc is of 1 unit and if the radius is of 1 unit, then the radian was 1 radian. Then if the arc is of L unit and the radius is of r unit, then we have got theta is equal to L by r. But what if the length is 2 pi r and the radius is r? Then we are getting our radian is 2 pi radian, isn't it? That is, our radian will always depend on the measurement of the perimeter of the circle, or in certain cases the arc of the circle. Okay, so here since we are considering the whole circle, so we have 2 pi radian, that is the angle subtended by the whole circumference on the center. Now from these two cases, for the measurement of the angle in terms of radian we have got is 2 pi radian, and the measurement of the angle subtended by the whole circumference or the total complete angle is in terms of degree is 360. So these two must be equal, isn't it? Clear? These two cases must be equal. This is the radian case and this is the degree case. So we can write here degree here. So from there we can derive one thing, that pi radian is equal to 180 degree. Fine. Now this is the relation between radian and degree. Okay. So from there we can define certain things, like if I divide 1 radian, I can write, if I divide the 180 by pi, I shall get 180 divided by pi degree. Okay, that is 1 radian is equal to 180 by pi degree. So this is one relation. Another relation we can get is that 1 degree is equal to pi by, just bring the 180 down here, 180 radian. So that is another relation. So these two relations are very important for solving a problem. There is conversion from radian to degree and conversion from degree to radian. Fine. Okay. So from there one thing we can get is that since 1 radian is equal to 180 by pi degree. Now what is that is equal to? You can see this is equal to 180 divided by pi means 22 by 7. So 22 by 7 degree, and that is equal to, if you calculate it, 57 degree and 16 minute. Okay, that means that I have told you earlier, 1 degree 1 radian, that is this measurement 1 radian is equal to now 57 degree and 16 minute. How we have found? By calculating this. Okay, so this is the total measurement. Now if you want to find the total number of radian that is present inside the whole circle, so what to do? Just divide 360 degree by 57 degree and 16 minute. So you will get something 5.3 something you will get, or 6 point something you will get. Yes. Okay, fine. And for this case, there is 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 radian. So if you calculate this, it will be 22 by 7 into 180. So that will be equal to 0.017 something. So a very small radian. That means 1 degree here. So this much portion is equal to, if it is this, if this is 1 degree, so that will be 0.017 approximately radian. Okay. So that is the whole concept about radian and degree. Okay. Now using this we shall solve a few problems, and let us see exercise 3.1. So in exercise 3.1 we have, let us see question number 1, Roman 2. This is given 47 degree and 30 minute. So here what is the question? Find the radian measure corresponding to the following degree. So we need to convert it into radian. Fine. Okay, so what to do first? Here since a negative sign is given, so remove that first. Let us solve it for, or let us find the radian for 47 degree. Here 47 degree 30 minute, let us consider that, or just write take 47 degree 30 minute. We shall solve it for this. Okay, now what is that is equal to 47 degree. At first we need to because we know that pi radian is equal to 180 degree, and this means what? Radian or 1 radian is equal to 180 by pi degree, isn't it? So to convert from degree to radian or from radian to degree, we have the relation, but we do not have a relation to convert from minute to degree, minute to radian or radian to minute. Therefore we need to convert the minute to degree first. Okay, so we need to convert to radian, isn't it? Okay, better we shall write it like this, degree, that is 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 radian. Fine. Okay, now we have a 30 minute here. So what was our relation? 1 degree is equal to 60 minute. Therefore we can write 1 minute is equal to 1 by 60th of degree, isn't it? So therefore 30 minute is equal to 30 by 60 degree, and that will be equal to half degree. Fine. So in place of this I can write, or 47 half degree. Now since it is a fraction, so just multiply it, 47 into 94 plus 1, 95 by 2 degree. Now we need to convert the degree into radian using this relation. So we have 95 by 2 into, in place of degree replace it by pi by 180 radian, and that will be equal to, just cancel out with 5, 5, 1, 5, so 5, 9, 45, 5, 3, 15, 5, 6, 30. So we have 19 pi by 72 radian. So this is the conversion that we have got in for 47 degree 30 minute. Now, but our question was, it consisted of a minus, isn't it? So therefore minus 47 degree and 30 minute is equal to 19 pi by 72 along with a minus radian. So that is our answer. Fine. Now let us see question number 2, a question from there. So our question number 2 says, find the degree measures corresponding to the following radian. So let us see question number 1. So it is 11 by 16. We need to convert this radian, so it is actually radian. We need to convert into degree. Fine. Okay. How to do? It's a bit critical one. At first, our given thing is 11 by 16 radian. Now simply convert the radian to degree. How? Pi radian is equal to 180 degree. So 1 radian is equal to 180 divided by pi degree. So in place of radian, just replace it by 180 by pi degree. Now according to the question, they have asked to use, in place of pi, 22 by 7. So let us do that. So 180 into 7 by 22 degree. Now 11 into 2, fine. So we have here 90, then 8 and 45. So this will give us 35, 7 for 28, and that 315 by 8 degree. Fine. Now what to do? Divide it. So 8, 3, 24 we have, and 75, so 8, 9, 72, and 3 by 8 degree. Now this is what? 39 and 3 by 8 degree. Now in case of this, so that is, we can write 39 degree and 3 by 8 degree, or 3 by 8 degree. So this can be replaced by 39 degree plus, in place of 3 by 8 degree, what is our degree? 1 degree is equal to 60 minute. So we can write 3 into 60 divided by 8 minute. So now cancel it. 2, 4, 8, or 15, 4, 6, 4, 15 is 60, and 4, 2 is 8. So this will give us 39 degree plus 15, 3, 45 by 2 minute, and that will be equal to 39 degree plus, here if you divide it, it will be 22 minute plus half minute. So in the next line, 39 degree 22 minute plus half minute, that will be equal to, if you replace it 1 minute by 60 seconds, so it will be 60 by 2 seconds, so it will be 30 here. So our final answer will be 39 degree 22 minute and 30 second. Therefore 11 by 16 radian is equal to 39 degree 22 minute and 30 second. Fine. So this is how we convert from radian to degree, and since I have done it a very elaborative way, you can even simplify it more, or you can do it more easily, like not to do that much of calculations. Now let us see a question that is question number 3. So what happens in question number 3? It says that a wheel makes 360 revolutions in 1 minute. Okay, so question number 3 says a wheel makes, suppose this is our wheel. Okay, it makes 360 revolutions in 1 minute. Okay, so let us write this first, whatever information is given to us. In 1 minute, we have 360 revolutions. Now, what is the next question given? Through how many radians does it turn in 1 second? So they are very much interested about the seconds. Okay, so let us convert the minute first. Therefore, in 1 second, we have 360 divided by 60 revolutions, and that will be equal to 6 revolution. Okay, so in 1 second the wheel is turning how many revolutions? 6 times. Okay, that means from this point to this point it is moving 6 times in just a fraction of second, or sorry, in just 1 second. That means it is moving really fast. Now we know that for a complete revolution the angle subtended by the arc is 2 pi radian. Okay, that is a complete angle. Now in terms of degree, it is what? 360 degree. So both are same. So if the wheel is turning 6 revolutions, that means for one complete revolution we have what? 2 pi radian. Therefore, for 6 complete revolution we have 6 into 2 pi radian. So that will be equal to 12 pi radian. Fine. And we have got that in 6 complete revolutions it is 12 pi radian, and in 1 second they have 6 revolutions. So therefore in 1 second the wheel turns 12 pi radians. The languages I have given properly in the PDF. So now let us see question number 5. Here it is given that in a circle of diameter 40 centimeter. Okay, so let us at first write it. Diameter is equal to 40 centimeter. Then what will be the radius? Therefore radius, if I consider it r, it will be 20 centimeter, isn't it? That means if I draw the circle, its radius will be 20 centimeter. The length of the chord is 20 centimeters. So here a chord is drawn whose length is 20 centimeter. Fine. Now if this is the center, so as our radius was 20 centimeter, and consider this as theta, write it OAB. Now what we need to find the minor arc of the chord, that means this part. Okay, so how shall we find this arc? We know that this arc subtends an angle theta at the center. So if we are able to find the theta, then we can find the radian of that. Okay, so we have the formula that theta is equal to L by R, and if we want to find the arc length, then using this we can write L is equal to R theta. So since we have already have the R, we need to find the theta only. Now in this triangle, in triangle AOB, what we have, we can see that OA is equal to OB, that is both are the radius and both are 20 centimeter. Fine. And what about the base? It is the chord, so it is also AB, and that is given in the question that it is 20 centimeter. Now since all the sides are equal, therefore triangle AOB is an equilateral triangle. Okay, since it is an equilateral triangle, therefore what will happen? What about the degree angle? Therefore theta will be equal to 60 degree, and that is equal to pi by 3, isn't it? So since it is pi by 3, that is we have got the radian measure. So therefore, using this relation or this formula, we have L is equal to r theta, and that is, what about the r? It is 20 centimeter, and our theta is pi by 3. So this will give us 20 pi by 3 centimeter. So that will be the arc length. Fine. So that is all about question number 5. Now let us see question number 7. A very easy one. Here it was given that find the angle in radian through which a pendulum swings itself. So let me consider that this is the pendulum and it swings. If its length is 75 centimeter, here the length of the pendulum is 75 centimeter, and its tip describes an arc length. So it describes an arc length of what? If we take question number 1, so it is 10 centimeter. Now you can see that this pendulum is acting like the radius of a great circle, isn't it? So if I extend its path, or if I extend its the arc, then it will be a great circle. So in the great circle, this pendulum will act as a radius. So its sides will be 75 centimeter. Fine. Now this arc is, we want to find the angle here, theta. So how to find the theta? We have the formula theta is equal to L by R. So what is our L? It is 10 centimeter, and our R is 75 centimeter. So we shall have 5 to 10, 515 radian. Okay. So a very easy one. So this is how we find the radian. And that is all about the degrees and radian for this exercise, and in the coming video we shall discuss about trigonometric functions using unit circle. Okay, so till then you practice all the problems from the exercise and especially focus on the examples. Okay, so that will be enough for today, and till then stay home and stay safe. Thank you.